In life, we all face challenges, heartbreak, and struggles that seem impossible to overcome. But what if these very obstacles are the key to unlocking your true potential? In this video, we'll explore powerful philosophies that teach us how to embrace adversity, let go of past pains, and ultimately write the story of our own lives. It's time to stop surviving and start thriving. A broken heart, the strength in pain. When your heart is broken, it feels as though the entire world has shifted. The pain is intense, raw, and all-encompassing. It consumes your thoughts, leaving you questioning everything: your self-worth, your decisions, and even your purpose. You find yourself trapped in an endless loop of why me? And what did I do to deserve this? It's natural to feel overwhelmed, to wish for the pain to simply disappear. But here's a truth that most people shy away from. Pain is not your enemy. It's not here to destroy you, but to guide you. The Stoics, masters of enduring hardship, taught that pain is a teacher disguised as an adversary. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." These words are not just poetic, they are transformative. They remind us that every obstacle, no matter how painful, is an opportunity in disguise. Heartbreak, though devastating, is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. The hurt you feel is proof that you cared deeply, that you loved boldly, and that you dared to risk vulnerability. That courage alone is a testament to your strength. But now, in the wake of betrayal or loss, the choice is yours. Will this pain define you, or will you use it as the forge in which your resilience is shaped? Think of pain as fire. Left unchecked, it can consume and destroy. But when harnessed, it becomes a source of warmth, light, and transformation. The Stoics believed that hardship is the ultimate test of character. Each moment of suffering is a chance to grow stronger, to become wiser, and to discover the depth of your inner strength. This heartbreak may feel like a storm, but storms have a purpose. They clear the skies, wash away the old, and make room for new beginnings. Similarly, your pain is clearing the path for you to rebuild, not as the person you were, but as someone even more resilient, grounded, and unstoppable. Embrace the discomfort. Don't resist it, don't numb it, and don't wish it away. Sit with it, let it teach you, and allow it to shape you into someone who can endure anything. Because on the other side of this heartbreak lies a version of yourself you've never met before, stronger, wiser, and ready to take on the world. Revenge is a mirage. It's an alluring thought, isn't it? The idea of revenge. Imagining the person who hurt you feeling the same anguish you endured. You replay scenarios in your mind where they finally understand the depth of the pain they caused, where they regret, where they apologize, where they suffer. But here's the harsh reality: revenge is a mirage. It appears as though it will quench your thirst for justice, but when you reach for it, it vanishes, leaving you emptier than before. The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "Revenge is an admission of pain." Think about that for a moment. When you seek revenge, you are not healing. You are broadcasting your hurt. You are tethering yourself to the very people and actions that harmed you. The more you focus on retaliating, the more power you hand over to them. In essence, revenge doesn't punish your enemy, it enslaves you to the past. Ask yourself, what does revenge truly achieve? Does it erase the betrayal? Does it undo the heartbreak? The answer is no. At best, it provides a fleeting moment of satisfaction, an illusion of power. At worst, it consumes you, turning your pain into bitterness and your potential for growth into stagnation. Revenge keeps you trapped, circling the same wound, never allowing it to heal. The Stoic path offers something far more profound and liberating: indifference. Indifference doesn't mean you stop caring about justice or fairness, it means you stop letting someone else's actions dictate your peace. True strength lies not in fighting back, but in rising above. It lies in mastering your emotions, reclaiming your mind, and refusing to let anger or resentment control your destiny. Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. Instead of mirroring their actions, you transcend them. You channel your energy into becoming better, stronger, and wiser." Imagine this: while they remain consumed by their actions, you are thriving, growing, and building a life so fulfilling that their betrayal becomes irrelevant, a mere footnote in your journey. Indifference is the ultimate form of power. It says, "You no longer have control over me. Your actions do not define my worth." When you choose indifference, you free yourself. You stop reacting and start living. You shift the focus from their behavior to your own growth. And in doing so, you win not because you retaliated, but because you became untouchable. Revenge, in the end, is a distraction. It pulls you away from the life you deserve to build. So let it go. Turn your pain into fuel, not for vengeance, but for transformation. Because the greatest triumph isn't making them hurt, it's making yourself whole. Mastering your emotions, the true source of power. Emotions are powerful. They can inspire greatness or drive destruction. In moments of anger, despair, or heartbreak, it's easy to let emotions take the wheel, leading you down paths of regret. How often have you made a decision in the heat of the moment, a harsh word spoken, an impulsive action taken only to wish you could take it back? This is the trap of emotional reactivity, but here's the empowering truth: the one who controls their emotions controls their destiny. The Stoics were masters of emotional resilience. Epictetus, one of their greatest teachers, profoundly stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Life will throw chaos, pain, and challenges your way, it's inevitable. But your response, that's entirely within your control. And in that control lies immense power." Imagine a storm. The winds howl, the rain lashes, and the world seems to shake. Yet, amidst it all, there's a tree standing tall and unyielding. That tree isn't immune to the storm. It feels the force of the wind and the weight of the rain, but it doesn't break. It bends, it sways, and it endures. Mastering your emotions is like becoming that tree. You don't deny the storm, you simply refuse to let it uproot you. Choosing calm over chaos isn't easy. It requires discipline and self-awareness. But every time you pause before reacting, every time you choose clarity over anger, you reclaim a piece of your power. You're no longer a puppet to someone else's actions, no longer letting their words or behavior dictate your peace. Instead, you become the master of your own fate, guiding your life with intention rather than impulse. But why is emotional mastery so vital? Because emotions, when unchecked, cloud judgment. They blur the line between what's right and what feels urgent. Anger demands retaliation. Sadness craves isolation. Yet, these impulses often lead to decisions that serve the moment, not the long term. The Stoics understood this well. They practiced mindfulness, constantly reminding themselves that while they couldn't control the world around them, they could always control their response. When you master your emotions, you gain freedom from the manipulation of others, freedom from the chaos of external events, and freedom from the prison of reactive behavior. This mastery doesn't mean suppressing how you feel. It means recognizing your emotions without letting them control you. It's about stepping back, taking a breath, and choosing your next move with purpose. Think of emotional mastery as a muscle. It strengthens with practice. The next time you feel anger rising or despair sinking in, pause, reflect, ask yourself, will this reaction serve me? Most often, it won't. Instead, choose calm. Choose clarity. Each time you do, you build resilience. You become untouchable, not because you're emotionless, but because you've learned to wield your emotions like a sword precisely and with purpose. In mastering your emotions, you unlock the true source of power. You're no longer a victim of circumstances or other people's actions. You're the one in control, charting your course with unwavering strength. And that, as the Stoics knew, is the ultimate freedom, the power of silence. In a world consumed by noise, arguments, drama, endless opinions, silence is a rare and powerful force. It's often misunderstood as weakness or passivity, but in truth, silence is a strategy. It's a choice, a weapon wielded with precision by those who understand its strength. Silence unsettles, disarms, and commands attention in ways that words never can. Most people expect a reaction. They want your response, your anger, your defense, even your pain. When someone insults you, provokes you, or betrays you, they anticipate an emotional reply. Why? Because your reaction validates them. It gives their actions meaning and power. But when you stay silent, you deny them that control. Your silence says, I am untouchable. Your words do not define me, nor do they deserve my energy. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus famously said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Silence is not about retreating. It's about observing. It allows you to see situations clearly, unclouded by the heat of impulsive words. It gives you time to reflect, to understand, and to respond if necessary with wisdom, not emotion. Silence is also a mirror. When you choose not to engage, you reflect others' actions back onto themselves. They're forced to sit with their own behavior, without your reaction to deflect or distract them. This is why silence is so unsettling to those who seek to provoke you. It disrupts their expectations, leaving them confused and powerless. But silence does more than disarm others. It protects you. Every word you speak is energy spent. Every argument you engage in drains your mental and emotional reserves. By choosing silence, you conserve your energy for what truly matters: your growth, your peace, your purpose. Silence isn't avoidance, it's prioritization. It's the decision to invest your energy in yourself rather than wasting it on others' chaos. Think of silence as a shield. It doesn't mean you're ignoring the situation. It means you're choosing not to let it penetrate your peace. It's an act of self-preservation and self-respect. By staying silent, you refuse to stoop to the level of petty conflicts. You rise above, maintaining your composure and focus. Silence is also a tool for growth. In moments of quiet, you can hear your own thoughts. You can reflect, learn, and recalibrate. This is where true strength lies, not in reacting to the world, but in mastering yourself. Silence creates space for introspection, clarity, and deliberate action. Imagine this: the next time someone tries to provoke you, you don't lash out. You don't defend or explain. You simply remain calm and quiet. Watch how the dynamic shifts. Your silence speaks louder than any words could. It says, I am in control. I will not be moved by your chaos. Silence is not submission, it's sovereignty. It's the declaration that your peace is not negotiable, that your energy is too valuable to waste. In a noisy world, silence is a power mover, quiet, unshakable force that commands respect. So, the next time you're tempted to react, pause, take a breath, let the silence linger. Let it protect you, guide you, and remind you of your strength. Because in the end, the loudest message is often the one left unspoken. Rebuilding brick by brick. Healing is not an event, it's a journey. It doesn't happen in a flash of inspiration or a moment of clarity. Instead, it's a slow, deliberate process, a steady act of rebuilding yourself, piece by piece, day by day. And while the path may feel daunting, it is also transformative, offering you the chance to create a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. The Stoics teach us that true progress doesn't have to be dramatic to be meaningful. Marcus Aurelius once observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Healing is no different. It begins with small, intentional steps, simple actions that, over time, create monumental change. The first step in rebuilding is to invest in your physical and mental health. When you nurture your body, you send a powerful message to yourself. I am worth this effort. Exercise, eat well, and rest deeply. Physical strength has a profound way of echoing into your emotional and mental states, fortifying your resolve and boosting your confidence. A healthy body becomes the foundation for a resilient mind. Next, focus on your passions, those things that ignite a spark in you. Maybe it's a creative pursuit, a professional goal, or simply learning something new. Engaging with your passions redirects your energy away from the pain of the past and toward the promise of the future. It gives you purpose and reminds you that your life is more than the heartbreak you've endured. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Healing is hard enough without carrying the weight of toxic relationships. This is your opportunity to audit your connections, letting go of those who drain your energy and seeking out those who encourage your growth. The people you choose to have around you will either fuel your progress or hinder it. Choose wisely. Remember, progress doesn't have to be linear. Some days, you'll feel strong and determined. Other days, the weight of what you've been through may feel overwhelming. That's okay. Healing isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Even the smallest step forward is a victory. Every positive action you take, no matter how small, is a step away from the pain and closer to the person you're meant to become. Think of yourself as an architect, rebuilding a structure that was once damaged. Each brick you lay, whether it's a moment of self-care, a new goal, or a healthy relationship, is part of a greater masterpiece. Over time, you'll look back and realize that the life you've built is not only strong, but also beautiful, a testament to your perseverance and inner strength. And here's the most important truth: the person you're becoming is worth the effort. The heartbreak, while painful, has given you the opportunity to grow in ways you might never have imagined. Every act of rebuilding brings you closer to a version of yourself that is wiser, stronger, and unshakable. So take that first step, and then another. Brick by brick, build a life that reflects not what you've lost, but what you've gained: resilience, strength, and a renewed sense of purpose. Because the best revenge isn't simply moving on, it's rising so far above that the pain becomes a distant memory, and the person you're becoming takes center stage. Detachment and freedom. Detachment is often misunderstood. It's not about becoming indifferent to life or retreating from the world. In fact, it's quite the opposite. True detachment is about finding freedom from the chaos that life can throw at us. It's a practice that allows us to remain unaffected by the uncontrollable aspects of life, which can often feel overwhelming. When you practice detachment, you stop clinging to things outside of your control. You stop attaching your happiness to other people, specific outcomes, or the actions of others. And this is where your true power lies. You realize that, in many ways, life is unpredictable, and we cannot control everything that happens to us. But what we can control are our thoughts, our reactions, and our own personal growth. These are the things that define our peace and stability. As the ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely put it, some things are up to us, and some things are not. This simple truth can be transformative. When you understand that certain things are beyond your influence, whether it's how others behave, the events that unfold in the world, or even the past, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and frustration. You can then focus your energy on the things that are within your control, like your own thoughts, actions, and development. The act of letting go can feel liberating. By detaching from things that don't serve your well-being, you stop feeling pulled in 1,000 different directions. You begin to experience freedom, the freedom to act from a place of calm, not from reactionary emotions or the chaos of external circumstances. Detachment does not make you weak or distant. In fact, it does the opposite. It makes you untouchable. It gives you the strength to navigate life's challenges with clarity and resilience. When you're not attached to outcomes or people's opinions, you're free to move through life with grace and purpose. In a world that constantly pressures us to chase after success, approval, and external validation, detachment becomes a revolutionary practice. It teaches us to remain centered, no matter what the world throws our way. It's not about detaching from life or disengaging, it's about engaging with life fully, without being emotionally tied to things that ultimately don't matter. The ultimate revenge, living well. When we're wronged, it's natural to feel anger, resentment, or a desire for revenge. But here's an essential truth: the best revenge isn't about getting even, nor is it about seeking retribution. The most powerful form of revenge is thriving, living your life in a way that shows you are unshaken by the harm others have done to you. True revenge is not found in retaliation, but in transformation. It's about taking the pain you've endured, whether it's from betrayal, hurt, or loss, and using it as the fuel that propels you toward growth. Every challenge you face can become a stepping stone, and every betrayal can be turned into an opportunity to rise higher. By doing this, you not only heal, but also grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius captured this wisdom perfectly when he said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." What does this mean? It means that instead of allowing yourself to become consumed by the same negative emotions and actions that your enemy has directed toward you, you choose a different path. You choose to rise above. You refuse to be dragged down to their level, and instead, you show that their attempts to harm you have no power over you. Don't waste your precious energy plotting someone else's downfall or obsessing over how to make them pay for what they've done to you. When you do this, you allow them to continue occupying space in your mind and life. The true power comes from shifting your focus away from vengeance and toward building something meaningful and fulfilling in your own life. Instead of seeking revenge, focus on building an empire of your own, an empire of strength, wisdom, and success. Your achievements, your personal growth, and your integrity will serve as the greatest response. Show them, not through words, but through actions, that they never had the power to break you. The fact that you've risen above and created a life that is rich with purpose and achievement is the ultimate form of revenge. Living well is the best revenge because it reveals your inner strength and character. It shows that you are not defined by what others have done to you. Instead, you are defined by how you choose to respond. You choose to rise. You choose to thrive. And in doing so, you show that no one can take away your peace, your power, or your future. Writing your story. Life is full of challenges and heartbreaks, but here's a powerful truth: your heartbreak is just a chapter in the greater story of your life. It is not the entire book. Often, when we face pain, we can feel as though it consumes us, like it defines who we are. But this perspective is limiting. You have the power to decide what your story will be, and you are the one holding the pen. Right now, you stand at a crossroads. The pain you've experienced, the betrayals, the disappointments, these are merely parts of the journey, not the destination. You have the choice to let these moments dictate the course of your life, or you can use them as stepping stones towards something greater. It's all about how you choose to write the next chapter. Will you let the wounds of betrayal define who you are? Or will you use them as fuel to propel yourself toward a future that is full of greatness? The Stoics believed that we have the power to control our narrative. They understood that we may not be able to control every event that happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. This is the core of taking responsibility for our own lives. It's about realizing that, while we may face external challenges, we are the authors of our internal story. Declare it to yourself: I write my story. By doing this, you affirm your agency and power. This declaration becomes your truth. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your own path. Life may throw obstacles your way, but the story of how you overcome them is yours to tell. The key is to understand that life isn't about surviving. It's about thriving. You are not merely existing through the pain, you are actively shaping your future with every decision, every thought, every action. The choice is yours. You can either let the difficult chapters define you, or you can use them as a springboard to the next great adventure in your life. In the end, it's not the hardships we endure that define us, but how we rise in the face of them. So, take hold of the pen, turn the page, and write the next chapter of your life with purpose, determination, and strength. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. And that is the story worth telling. Embracing the struggles. Life is rarely smooth, and for many of us, it's filled with obstacles, challenges, and moments of difficulty. It's only natural to want to avoid discomfort or pain, to seek out the easier path. But here's the truth: struggles are not something to fear or shy away from. They are, in fact, an essential part of our growth and development. Without struggle, we would never learn to appreciate the value of perseverance, the power of resilience, or the strength we carry within us. Every difficulty we face offers us an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. It is through these hardships that we develop our inner fortitude, sharpen our minds, and build our character. Think about the most defining moments of your life. Chances are they are tied to some kind of struggle. Whether it was a personal setback, a failure, or a painful loss, these challenges forced you to grow, adapt, and become a better version of yourself. In these moments, we are tested, and it is in the fire of adversity that we forge our true selves. Instead of running from hardship but wishing it away, we should learn to embrace it. When we face a challenge head-on, instead of shrinking from it, we allow ourselves to rise to the occasion. Each struggle we encounter is an opportunity to improve, to refine our skills, and to push past our perceived limits. It is easy to want to avoid the discomfort of failure or uncertainty, but it is in the discomfort that the most profound growth occurs. By embracing these moments, we stop letting them control us, and we instead take control of our own destiny. We use the struggle as fuel to propel us forward, to move beyond where we thought we could go. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who taught us much about resilience and virtue, understood this deeply. They believed that obstacles were not merely inevitable. They were necessary for our personal growth. They viewed hardships as stepping stones that allowed us to cultivate virtues like patience, courage, and perseverance. Every difficulty is an opportunity to practice these virtues, to strengthen the inner qualities that define our character. When you encounter a challenge, don't see it as something that's happening to you, see it as something that's happening for you. It's shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for the next stage of your journey. The Stoics often said that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. Instead of being overwhelmed by the obstacles in front of you, choose to face them with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Life will continue to throw curveballs your way, it's unavoidable. But remember, each one is an opportunity. The more you face these challenges directly, the more resilient you become. You begin to develop a mindset where you no longer fear failure, because you understand that failure is simply a part of the learning process. You learn to see setbacks not as signs of defeat, but as signs of progress. Every struggle is a chance to improve and to move closer to the person you are meant to be. So the next time life presents you with a difficult situation, embrace it, welcome the challenge. Know that it is here to teach you something invaluable, and that on the other side, you will be stronger, wiser, and more equipped for whatever comes next. As you continue to rise to meet each struggle, you will find yourself transforming into the person you were meant to be, someone who doesn't simply survive the difficulties of life, but thrives through them. The power of letting go. Letting go is one of the most challenging yet transformative things we can do in life. It is a process that requires immense courage, self-awareness, and strength. We often find ourselves holding on to things, whether it's past hurts, grudges, old wounds, or even relationships that no longer serve us or contribute to our well-being. These attachments can feel comforting because they are familiar, but in truth, they weigh us down, often preventing us from moving forward and reaching the potential we are capable of. We become trapped by the past, living in the shadow of experiences or emotions that no longer belong to our present reality. True freedom, however, lies in the ability to release these burdens. When we let go of what no longer serves us, whether it's an old grudge, a toxic relationship, or the pain of a past mistake, we create space in our lives. Space for healing, growth, peace, and new possibilities to emerge. The act of letting go is not about forgetting the past or pretending that the pain never happened. It is about making a conscious choice to no longer let those past experiences control us. It's about choosing to release what is holding us back and instead making room for the new opportunities that life has to offer. This process can feel uncomfortable, even terrifying. We are often so attached to our past experiences, good or bad, that we fear what life will be like without them. It's easy to believe that holding on to these things somehow gives us control or keeps us anchored in a world that makes sense, but in reality, the opposite is true. When we hold on to old pains, resentments, or attachments, we remain stuck in a place of suffering. We are tied to the past, and that prevents us from fully embracing the present and stepping into the future. Letting go, then, is a powerful act of reclaiming control over your life. It's about understanding that the past is gone, and while it may have shaped who we are, it no longer needs to define us. The past cannot be changed, it is finished. What truly matters is the present moment and the future we are creating. By releasing old wounds and attachments, we free ourselves to move forward, unburdened by things that no longer serve us. Choosing to let go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean excusing the pain that we've experienced, nor does it mean we deny the importance of those past moments. Letting go is not about minimizing the hurt. It's about choosing to no longer let the past dictate our present or future. It means we deny the importance of those past moments. Letting go is not about minimizing the hurt. It's about choosing to no longer let the past dictate our present or future. Letting go is an act of self-love, as it allows you to make space for healing and to open yourself up to new opportunities, relationships, and experiences. When we release the things that weigh us down, we transform ourselves. We make room for new possibilities to enter our lives. In that space, we discover parts of ourselves that we didn't even know existed. We tap into a deeper well of strength, peace, and clarity that was always there, hidden beneath the layers of unresolved emotions and attachments. It's important to remember that letting go is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, patience, and sometimes a lot of courage to release the past and trust that there is something better waiting for us. But when we do, we step into a future filled with endless potential. We no longer allow past pain to define us. Instead, we begin to shape our own narrative, free from the chains of the past. So, embrace the power of release. Trust that, as you let go of what no longer serves you, you make space for what is truly meant for you: relationships, opportunities, growth, and the peace you deserve. Watch as your life transforms in beautiful, unexpected ways when you make the conscious choice to let go and move forward. As we move forward in life, remember that you are the author of your own story. Every struggle you face, every hardship you overcome, and every decision to let go of what no longer serves you shapes the person you are becoming. The true power lies not in avoiding difficulties, but in using them as stepping stones to create a life of strength, peace, and purpose. Embrace your challenges, release the past, and trust that the future holds endless possibilities. You are not just surviving, you are thriving, and your best chapters are yet to be written. Keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to the life you were meant to live.